Right. So, as far as our healthcare training itself is concerned, in regard to the claim processing, claim adjudication, etc., all that. So, in the last session, we have discussed about how the claim will be processed, how the adjudication will be taken place, followed by what are the different steps that are involved while we are working on facets applications, etc. Everything we have discussed. Today, I am going to discuss about the EDI 820 because EDI 820 payment order and as well as remittance advices. This is what something I'm discussing because there are different EDI files we use in healthcare, right? So one is about 837, majorly used for the claim initiation, claim submissions, etc. So at the same time, 835 for the claim payments, 270, 271. So different EDI codes normally we use to process the claims, either it for the benefit enrollments, eligibility, subscriptions, etc. In this process of learning, today in this class, today I'm going to discuss about 820. This is an EDI file 820, which is majorly used for the payment orders, whatever the required payment orders that are to be processed. Or is there any kind of remittance advices do we have in the? So this is something which normally we use it. So whenever we are working on this remittance advices and all, make sure we need to integrate mapping properly because with different file formats. Normally we use XML file formats for us to format the data, right? So what are the required data we are using? XML is something which normally we will be using. This is majorly useful for us to do some data mapping, etc. Everything will be involved in it. Next, followed by this, whenever we try to do the payment orders and as well as remittance advisors and all, there are major areas which are to be focused. One is about the received part, where whatever the qualifiers as well as interchanges we are using for the receiving purpose. Followed by this, what are the required groups that we are maintaining? At the same time, either it can be an application receiver or it can be interchange groups, whatever we have created, everything has to be integrated to this. Next, the kind of transactions we are doing, these transactions, you have to provide the transaction number, something like ST or ST01 or ST02, right? So different transaction ID number has to be given. So because once we have given the transaction number, it is easy for us to uh, do the payment order and as well as remittance advisors by implementing different loops here, right? So different loop files we need to generate. Either it can be 22008A or something, right? So different loops generally we will be creating in this. So these are all different filters because whatever you are trying to understand, whatever I am going to explain you now, these are all different filter patterns we are using, different mapping informations as well as filter formats we use using. So based on the XML format files we have used, it's two different file formats we are using. So one is about XML, second is JSON. But here in this session, I'm showing you an XML file format where whatever the required factors, whatever the required patterns regarding to the filtering process, which is required for you to perform the payment order processing, everything will be initiated here. Along with this, we need to identify the kind of interchanges. Either we need to provide, it can be a control number or it can be a control version, or else it can be something relating to authorization, equalities, or it can be elemented details, etc. Everything can be mentioned under the existing file, right? So when we are creating this, these are the different files which are created here. Different loops we need to generate. So for that, either it can be 1000A or it can be 1000B or C, right? So different loops can be created wherein to ensure whatever the versions are we using, whatever the ID numbers that we are using to submit the documentation, right? So whatever the kind of transaction we are using, right? So either these transactions may be in the form of ADX01, different formats. Normally we use this to process the payment orders and the payment orders, and as well as remittance advices, especially in healthcare applications. This is all about this, and tomorrow I'm going to discuss about how benefit enrollments will be taken place. That I'm going to discuss in the next session.